You know, there's a reason why some men just seem to naturally understand women, not because they have some secret manual, not because they're flashy or rich, but because they understand one simple truth. Women, just like men, have hidden vulnerabilities, soft spots they don't talk about, blind spots they don't even notice themselves sometimes. And when you understand these hidden parts, not to manipulate but to connect authentically, everything changes. Now, today, we're diving into the reality of it. No cheesy pickup lines, no corny tactics, just raw truth. And more importantly, how Stoicism, true inner strength, not fake toughness, is the key that unlocks everything. Because it's not about being more emotional or less emotional. It's about mastering yourself so deeply that she feels your presence without you ever having to force it. When you understand Stoicism the right way, you stop chasing, you stop reacting, you stop needing validation from anyone, including women. And ironically, that's when they start seeking you out, feeling this calm strength they can't explain. And if you're wondering whether it's about playing games, it's not. It's about being a mountain in a world full of weather. Let the storms come. Let the winds howl. You stay grounded. That's what draws her in, and that's what exposes those hidden weaknesses she doesn't show the world. Because here's the truth nobody really tells you: women are emotional creatures. But emotional doesn't mean irrational. Emotional doesn't mean unstable. It just means they're tuned into feelings much faster, much more intensely, and much more subtly than most men. So when you operate from a solid, calm, composed place, you stand out like a lighthouse in a storm. And beneath all that surface-level confidence many women project, there are real insecurities, real fears, real needs they often don't talk about, needs they hope a man will notice without them ever having to spell it out. And that's where Stoicism becomes your biggest asset. You don't need to interrogate her. You don't need to read her mind. You simply observe. You stay present. You listen between the lines. Now, one of the biggest hidden weaknesses most women carry, it's the deep fear of being truly seen and then rejected. Most women have been celebrated for their looks or their energy or their vibe at some point, but very few have been genuinely understood, and even fewer have been accepted fully after being understood. So when you sit there, calm, steady, non-judgmental, when you let her reveal pieces of herself without trying to fix, criticize, or mold her, you become intoxicating without even trying. You don't have to charm her. Your presence is the charm. That's why a lot of guys lose without realizing it. They think they have to be louder, funnier, smoother, when in reality, the guy who listens calmly, who holds eye contact without flinching, who smiles slowly and speaks with intentionality, that guy wins without lifting a finger. Another thing most men don't realize is that emotional unpredictability, while thrilling at first, actually exhausts most women over time. They don't want to constantly manage your moods. They don't want to be the emotional babysitter. They crave a man who can feel deeply but isn't controlled by his emotions. A man who can get angry without losing himself. A man who can get passionate without becoming reckless. And Stoicism isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about disciplining them. It's about feeling everything: anger, sadness, excitement, but mastering the expression so that you never become a slave to any one emotion. When you become that man, women's walls drop. Their insecurities start leaking out without them even realizing it, because they feel safe. Not because you're nice, but because you're reliable. And reliability to a woman who's used to emotional chaos is pure oxygen. You start to notice little things: how she over-explains something when she's nervous, how she tests you with sarcasm when she's scared, how she goes quiet when she's really hurting but doesn't want to look weak. And because you're not scrambling for approval, because you're grounded in your own frame, you just smile internally. You don't panic, you don't react, you just stay steady. And it's crazy, but that's when real connection happens. Because women don't trust words. They trust consistency. They trust patterns. They trust how they feel around you over time. Now, another hidden vulnerability women rarely talk about is the fear of being outpaced emotionally. See, a lot of women mature faster emotionally than men, at least early in life. So when they finally meet a man who can match their emotional intelligence or even exceed it, it's magnetic, it's rare, it's compelling on a primal level. That's why Stoic men, true Stoic men, not cold robotic ones, are so rare and so attractive, because emotional discipline signals maturity, and maturity signals protection, and protection signals safety. And, listen, this isn't about making her the center of your universe. It's about being so full and complete in yourself that she naturally wants to orbit you. You're not desperate for her affection. You're not bending over backward for approval. You're simply living your life with purpose, and letting her see glimpses of that life. And ironically, the less you try to impress her, the more she becomes impressed. Because deep down, most women are tired of being the sun that every man revolves around. They're secretly craving a man who is his own sun, a man she can revolve around sometimes, not because she has to, but because she wants to. Another vulnerability a lot of women carry: the need to feel chosen for who they are, not just what they offer. Most women know when they're being pursued because they're hot, or interesting, or fun, and while they enjoy the attention for a while, it leaves them feeling hollow eventually. But when you, the Stoic man, look at her, not just her body, not just her charm, but her soul, and you stay calm, deliberate, unmoved by all the surface-level noise, that hits different. That's rare. That's unforgettable. Because again, Stoicism isn't coldness. It's warm strength. It's smiling slowly when the world is rushing. It's laughing deeply when everyone else is laughing nervously. It's moving with purpose when everyone else is reacting. And when you master that energy, you unlock a different side of women, a softer side, a side most guys never get to see because they're too busy performing. You unlock her nurturing instincts. You trigger her trust instincts. You create a bond that doesn't have to be forced or faked, because it's rooted in respect first, attraction second, and affection third. And when you build that foundation right, everything else, the chemistry, the intimacy, the loyalty, it flows naturally. You don't have to chase it. You just have to be it. It all comes back to one thing. Stop trying to control the external. Master the internal. Stop trying to change her reactions. Master your responses. Stop trying to manage her emotions. Master your own presence. Because women don't want perfect men. They want strong men. Not strong in the loud, braggy Instagram flex way. Strong in the steady, unshakable, silent way. The way that says, I can handle whatever you bring, and I can handle it without losing myself. That's the gift of Stoicism. That's the power hidden behind every truly magnetic man. And that's how you tap into the hidden weaknesses women rarely show. Not to exploit them, but to connect with them in a way they feel in their bones. You become her calm in the chaos, her anchor in the storm, her mirror without judgment. And in a world where everyone's screaming for attention, you become unforgettable by simply being silent, steady, and strong. So if you take nothing else away from this today, remember this. Women don't fall for men who overwhelm them with noise. They fall for men who overwhelm them with peace. Master that, and you won't have to chase anything ever again.